So this case is the one that's been for the libel case. So if you look at you can go and read the whole case. It's actually been published on the Ecobank website. It also transpires from the minutes of the hearings of the parties arranged by the rapporteur judge that Mr. Daniel Machila did not contest that the Ernst & Young report, which the ETI Board of Directors has refused to present to court, revealed serious problems of corporate governance within the group, and that Mr. Daniel Machila declared and confirmed that if PIC, which he represents within ETI, had been aware of this fact, it would not have invested its capital into the group. It is also an established fact that a director of ETI resigned from his position as a director in order not to be held accountable for the poor governance observed in this company. All these facts give considerable credibility to the declarations of Mr. Tano to the effect that the letter of 1 March 2014 was written because he had brought the poor governance within ETI to light.
And what was the result of this court case, paragraph 17?
Okay, in the defamation case above, Daniel Machila and Ecobank was ordered to pay $15 million, and he was also awarded $11.6 million for wrongful dismissal.
Do we know who paid the $15 million? Ecobank, Dr. Machila, how was it paid? And do we have any details of that?
Mr. Commissioner, you, Mr. Commissioner, the witness, I asked the witness about that. He cannot assist, but we are in the process of following this up at the PIC, and it will be reported to the Commission.
I then take it that the witness does not know. He's unable to answer the question.
Pardon me, Mr. Commissioner?
No, do you mean that the witness is unable to answer this question?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And then just more governance failures at Ecobank. This is also, what I tried to do is to take excerpts from published reports on the web. Mrs. Dorego, she was the previous CFO, accused Kulapa Lawson, the chairman, and Terry Tano, the new chief executive, of attempting to sell non-core assets at well below the market value. She alleges that she was asked to write off debts owed to the real estate company Mr. Lawson chairs and to manipulate the bank's 2012 results to improve those of 2013 when Mr. Tano was confirmed as CEO. All of these allegations, the bank spokesman Jeremy Reynolds denies. It was from the Financial Times, August 29, 2013. She was subsequently dismissed but reinstated after pressure from the SEC Nigeria. And again, the source is ETI Sextano appoints Essien as new group CEO, reinstate Dorego, and that's from Proshare.com, March 11, 2014.
Sorry, can I just take you back to paragraph 17? You say in the defamation case above, Daniel Machila and Ecobank were ordered to pay 15 million, and he was also awarded 11.6 million. Who is that? Mr. Tano?
Yes, that's Mr. Terry Tano.
Thank you.
The previous chairman accused management led to my discovery unauthorized and illegal transactions bordering on securities fraud, share price manipulation, and illegal trading of ETI shares, all orchestrated by the then management of Ecobank Nigeria, acting under instructions of the executive management of the parent company ETI. The board of ETI was given false information in the effort to conceal these matters. These transactions have led to the drastic reduction and devaluation of ETI shares to the detriment of shareholders and investors. The source is who owns legacy shares after $864 million write-off at Ecobank for securities fraud. This matter was then settled out of court, and the chairman that was asked to step down was absolved of all wrongdoing. And then point 20, the Nigeria Securities and Exchange Commission has issued a scathing assessment of governance lapses at Ecobank Transnational and called for an extraordinary general meeting at the Pan-African lender. In a statement on Thursday, the SEC listed a string of failings, including the absence of a clear vision and strategy to drive the institution, conflicts of interest at the top, and a lack of transparency in pay procedures at the group, which is also known as ETI. It also listed among weaknesses the board's role in overseeing the achievement of ethical behavior. And the source there is a Nigerian watchdog slams Ecobank governance, William Wallace in London from the Financial Times.
The point I want to emphasize is, it appears from your statement that from April 2012 or May 2012, Dr. Machila was a non-executive director of the board of Ecobank. Is that correct?
That is correct. So,
and he was a director during all these turmoil and court cases and dismissal of people and reinstatement of people.
That is correct. So he was appointed to the board in 2012. And I think at the last, now in 2019, he has resigned from the board, obviously from not being at the PIC anymore.
And notwithstanding this turmoil and uncertainty at the bank, the PIC further assisted financially in 2016 and also in September 2017.
That is correct.
Can I just ask you, on occasion you refer to what I think would be reports in respect of the issues that you are dealing with here. I hope you have verified those, and because it may well be that the reports are incorrect.
Sure. I cannot tell you that I can personally absolutely verify. I can tell you all of these are published, and there is so many reports and actually press releases that support all of these things. There is so many people that can witness. We were in the organization. We saw the stuff that was happening. We saw the fights. We always thought, our opinion on the inside was we needed somebody like a Tano or somebody to come and actually resolve the situation, like a savior or something. So in the end, Tano and the chairman lost their jobs. Both of them won in the courts and was vindicated for what they did. There's the Ernst & Young audit report I've actually given to Advocate Libber. It is available. It's a confidential report. I've got the signed letters from the chairman. I've got the letters that the actual chairman wrote. All of those things can be submitted as evidence. So yes, there is a lot of evidence supporting. It's just we didn't want to put too much into the submission, but all of it's there. If you want, we can actually give you the letters and the audit reports.
In your statement, you also deal with the remuneration of board members attending board meetings. Can you just tell us what was the remuneration for Dr. Machila?
If we look at page 7.25, it specifies the non-executive director compensation. If you look at Mr. Daniel Machila, the director fees was earned for $100,000 a year. His sitting allowances was $3,750. And then he also got a nice benefit, which he gets $20,000 for 2 first-class airline tickets. So that was the total. Again, I'm not aware if this is, my understanding is that in most big corporates, these sitting fees gets paid to the organization and not to the person.
Thank you.
Can we check and find out whether this was paid to the PIC or to Dr. Machila, and if it was paid into South African bank accounts?
We are already in the process of doing that. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. Now, you deal in your statement with the governance failures at Ecobank, which is, as I've explained to you, is not really relevant. But what has happened is, just to get to the whistleblowing thing, you established certain accounting irregularities at Ecobank, and you reported this through the whistleblowing procedures of the bank in Nigeria. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
It led to a retracted and long battle, and you were eventually found guilty and dismissed from Ecobank. Is that correct?
Yes, that's also correct.
Guilty of what?
Can I, Mr. Commissioner, the wording specifically was that I've made unsubstantiated allegations. So, I mean, you can have a very long debate about whistleblowing and what are you supposed to do and why big organizations do whistleblowing and why it is required. And the very interesting thing about whistleblowing is that they always say it must be in good faith, and you must reasonably believe. You can't just make stuff up or whatever. So what I found these irregularities. I actually reported internally, and if you understand the Protected Disclosure Act, the most protected disclosure that you can do is internal, because the point of the Protected Disclosure Act is to give the organization time to self-correct.
Okay, I wouldn't like to go.
Sorry.
I wouldn't like to go into all of that. I just wanted to know what were you found guilty of.
Okay, so it was for making unsubstantiated allegations.
You took that on appeal to the High Court. Is that right?
Sorry, can I just correct? So we did we made a case for unfair dismissal in Togo. My contract is based in Togo. And we won the case against Ecobank on the 7th of May this year. And
you were totally exonerated. Is that correct?
We're still waiting for the final judgment to be delivered. But yeah, we won the case for unfair dismissal.
And I believe there is the chance that the Ecobank people will take this on appeal again.
They've already appealed the case, despite having all the whistleblower protection, asking you to do all these things.
Mr. Commissioner, that is the evidence of the witness on the Ecobank investment, and I have no further questions.
Just to check, in 10.3, the convertible loan, do you know any details about that in terms of how it converts and, the share prices? Paragraph 10.
There is a lot of detail. I can send you that. I've done some from the Ecobank prospectus. I can read it into the record, or I can just submit it later as an additional affidavit.
Look, I mean, if we're gonna get some information, from the PIC, maybe it's not necessary. Advocate, look, yeah?
We will get that from the PIC, through you, Mr. Commissioner.
Yeah.
Perhaps, obviously, this is a case that we will be looking into further, and perhaps what we need to also know is how the investment authorizations took place into the PIC, whether Dr. Machila was appointed to the board by the PIC, and the approval process for the loans that were made and the investments that were made. So I'm assuming that that will be forthcoming in a further hearing.
Absolutely correct through you, Mr. Commissioner. I've already been in discussions with the GEPF, and it will form part of their presentation to the Commission.
Thank you, but thanks for putting this on the table.
Thank you.